All right, working on the turbo Camaro tonight. Got some exciting news. We got our new fuel pump. So this is the Aeromotive 7.0 brushless spur drive gear drive pump. Basically, it's a 7 gallon per minute pump. This thing is awesome. It's got a bunch of cool features. Just going to cover a little bit of it tonight. But basically, it uses this wire to control how much the fuel pump puts out. So it's true variable speed. Basically, you can run it at about 60% for driving around town. Give the wire 12 volts or like a 0 to 5 volt reference, and it'll go to max output. So I got to do some more reading on that and see exactly how I'm going to control it. But I'm thinking maybe like a Hobbs switch or a pressure switch. So as soon as I see boost, it'll close that circuit and give it 12 volts. So we'll go to 100% output once we're in boost, and then driving around town, we're not using as much fuel. We're not running the pump as hard. We're not heating up our fuel, all those sorts of things. But just opened it up. A couple of things I wanted to show you guys to compare is the weight is actually not as heavy as what I would have thought. So it's actually lighter than our A3000 pump. This is the pump that we were running in the car. Some of the reasons why we changed and wanted to explain is this pump is good for like 90 psi continuous, and I want to say up to 125 psi momentarily as you're adding boost. This pump's only good for like 28 to 30 psi, something like that max. So let's just say we're running 30 psi of boost on the car at a 6 psi base or at 36 psi of fuel pressure demand. This pump is past its limits, maxed out. This pump, we have all the room. We could run 80 pounds of boost and still have plenty of fuel pressure. So that does a few things for us. Is it's not working the pump as hard, and it gives us room to grow. And another way I like to look at it is if I ever change to fuel injection, this same pump will work awesome. So I'm super happy about that. I'm going to do some other videos once we get the fittings, and I got to figure out what fuel filter to run. This runs the same inlet and outlet size. So this was a 12 AN O-ring inlet, 10 AN O-ring outlet, exact same on this pump as well. So definitely excited about this. Huge shout out to Aeromotive. Here's the part number on the pump there. This thing is awesome. I'm really, really excited. Huge shout out to Direct Performance Solutions. They're a local company that sourced this pump for me. I cannot thank them enough. They hooked it up on the pump, so that was awesome. But definitely recommend you guys looking into Aeromotive and looking into these pumps. I know they offer them in a 5.0, the 7.0, and a 10.0. They may even offer them in a lower series. You'd have to look into that, but this is an awesome, awesome pump. It has a lot of cool features, and we'll definitely be sure to get into that more once I kind of get the layout of everything figured out and figure out what filter we're going to run and those fittings and everything. So yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be a real sense of security for me because we were having those fuel problems last year, and we knew we were maxing this pump out. So now we can just completely eliminate our worries about fuel pressure demand and fuel volume demand. This thing knocks it out of the park. I want to say roughly, and this is just going off memory, this pump's good for like 2,000 horsepower on E85 in a blow-through application. Now that's just off memory. So again, that's more power than what we're ever going to make with this engine combination. So that is awesome. But yeah, guys, look into these Aeromotive pumps. I'm excited. I think they're going to continue to offer some really serious gains for everyone out there, and I'm excited. These pumps are also rated to last a really long time. I've got to look into that, but it was a ridiculous spec that I read on them of how long they're going to last. So that's another really awesome thing about these pumps. All right, have a good one, and don't forget to like and subscribe and keep it saucy.